do something different, just to be awkward and do something different, because it sounds more interesting. And I think the things you learn about are more like you'll be doing something very similar to geography, like environmental systems and societies, but I think the stuff that we learn about is more interesting, and you can sort of choose, you can home in on what you want to learn more, as well as keeping 6 subjects, and so you've got a big wide range of knowledge.
Because it does keep your options open, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do.
It's smaller classes, which means you're a bit more independent, and teachers can help you a bit more.
I chose the IB because I would quite like to go to uni in another country, and A-levels aren't really accepted in other places, so the IB was really the only option if I wanted to go to other places. Otherwise I'd have to do other qualifications and stuff, and that would take even more out of the time I've already taken education, so that's a really good choice for me.
I think the IB is a risk, but it's a risk worth taking. In future life, I think the IB will help me because it will make me a well-rounded person, and it will make me stand out to future employers as well.
I think it'll look really good on your CV or your UCAS application when you're applying for university or if you're going for a job, because it's something a bit different, so you're not like everybody else is. You've got something a bit extra, you've got a few other things like CAS and TOC, and also it teaches you a lot about internationalism, like you have to do a language in the IB, which means that it's something else you'll know for later on in life. You might want to go and work abroad, which I think is really cool.
It also keeps your options open, so if you change your mind, you can choose other careers.
As well as getting all your academic subjects, it tends to, I think it makes you a more all-rounded, interesting person. So, as well as academically, unis are looking for more and more these days.
I'm looking to go into medicine, so the IB is quite good for that because you have to do a broad range of subjects and a broad range of activities outside of school or college, and that's quite helpful because medicine, they don't just look for people who have scientific backgrounds, they want people who can do English, talk another language, have got creative sides, and they like people who show commitment to things that, not just their studies, but their things outside of school, so the CAS element really helps.
I did A-levels for 1 year, and I thought that it wasn't right for me because I wanted something that was more varied. Like, I didn't want to do 4 particular subjects. I thought to be well-rounded as a person, it's essential for you to do a lot of different things, because I think everything helps you grow as a person, and so I decided to do that. And like coming into the IB, the classes are much smaller, but not just that, the people there you know a lot better because you're with them all the time and you get to know them, and you feel a lot of trust in the classroom, so that you're free to express your own views and not feel maybe embarrassed in front of a lot of people. So I think that's a really good positive. With the other sort of aspects of IB, so like CAS, you're able to experience things that you wouldn't have else tried on your own. With A-levels, IB is more, so you're sort of obliged to do things, but instead of becoming a chore, it becomes something that you really enjoy. So I think that's a great part of it, and I've really enjoyed IB so far. It's a lot more demanding, but I think that makes you better organised and altogether just more well-rounded as a person.
I've never done any service before, so it's nice to help people, and it's made me a lot less selfish. And also it's made me realise how many creative things I do.
I'm setting myself more goals, which means I'm going to improve, and also for like service, I'm taking a more active role in what I do, which helps other people, but also helps myself as well.
I think the CAS is going to help quite a lot because though I've done quite a lot of active things and I've been quite creative, but I've never really volunteered that much, and I'm looking to help at a homeless shelter or in a hospital or something like that to help other people. So, and I think this will really make me a better person. It'll help me listen to people more.
What attracted me to the IB was the volunteer work. I think that everybody in sort of education should be made to volunteer, and I wanted to support that and do some quality volunteering. So I think it's important. Just interesting hobbies to do, and with CAS and stuff, I've learnt to unicycle so far. hope to do some more circusy stuff, and it it just tends to make people more interesting, which I think is more and more important, because gives you charisma if you say that you're unicycle, or that you're doing DJing, or I don't know, learning a foreign language.
Right.
Well, I think CAS is an absolutely crucial part of the IB, and it sort of complements the sort of more academic side to it. I think it sort of completes that whole rounded person that an IB student hopes to be developing into in the future, and it gives people opportunities to sort of get out their comfort zone, to take risks, to fulfil all those things on the IB learner profile, and gives people great opportunities. For example, we've got students who have never really had an opportunity to do something creative, are doing stage lighting. We've got you guys making a video, we're going to edit it and it's going to be absolutely fantastic. We've got people volunteering in the community, working with all different groups of people who maybe they never come across before, never sort of had contact with. And as the CAS coordinator, it's just been so fulfilling to see young people develop in a relatively short space of time.
I think as a qualification it's a lot more rounded than doing A-levels in specific subjects. It covers a broader spectrum. It's a worldwide qualification, which is obviously brilliant, that it sort of ties in with what students in other countries are doing, more so than A-level. Things like your theory of knowledge, and hopefully that sort of pervading the subjects you do, like perhaps having a different approach to subjects like maths.
Well, from running the course this year, I really think there's been a number of things that have made it a very special course. I think the first thing is that because the IB students have all of their lessons together, they've formed a really great bond as a group, and they support each other, and they work hard for each other, and there is a real sense of purpose in the groups. I also think that the CAS has been really, really important in getting well-rounded individuals. We've got people who used to spend all their Saturdays going shopping, now volunteering in charity shops or helping homeless people, and for their volunteering, or even people who've never done any sport in their lives doing yoga and Pilates. And I think challenging yourself in that way has been really good for those students. And I think the students that we've got have just got a very varied and interesting curriculum that they're following, and I think it's very, very balanced, and I think it's going to prepare them extremely well for university, and it's going to give us scientists who know how to communicate with people, and it's going to give us arts people who can add up and count and understand things like the scientific method. So I'm very pleased with the response of the students, and I think it's going to be extremely successful.